By now, with this 13th episode, you know that I'm Carol Ross, a docent with the Rabbi Ronald and Judy Shapiro Museum of Judaica at Congregation Shalom. But what you may not know is that our museum has a gallery honoring modern Israel in art with works by Israeli and American artists. I'm standing in that gallery right now, which you may recognize as the entrance to the Circle Drive in the Education Wing. I think you will agree that the museum committee has been very creative in finding wall space for our art. Modern Israeli art originated when Boris Schatz, an artist in sculpture, founded the Bezalel School in 1906 in Jerusalem for the fine arts, such as painting and sculpture, and for crafts, such as metalwork, wood carving, and silver making. Bezalel, by the way, was the chief artisan of the Desert Tabernacle, the traveling sanctuary described in the book of Exodus. Here's an artistic rendering of Bezalel. Early Israeli fine art, even before the State of Israel was established in 1948, tended to highlight the excitement of creating a nation with desert colors and references to life on the kibbutz. We can see an example of this early art with Day of Festivity in Jaffa's Orchard by Nachum Gutman from 1926. At the time of this painting, Jaffa orchards were owned mainly by Arabs. Despite tension between Arabs and Jews living there then, Gutman refused to see Arabs as enemies and even idealized them in some paintings. Here we can see his bold colors showing the optimism of agricultural life in Jaffa. Now here's a photo of the artist. Gutman certainly knew the joys of agricultural work. He lived on a kibbutz for 17 years and worked the land. His family had emigrated from Romania when Gutman was 7 years old. They were early settlers of Jaffa and Tel Aviv. Jaffa is a port city, the oldest part of Tel Aviv, known for its Jaffa oranges. And of course, in the Bible, Jaffa is the city from whence Jonah left to flee to Tarshish. In the tale we read every Yom Kippur. The Bezalel School, where Gutman studied, morphed in today's university-level institution for art, design, and architecture, now called the Bezalel Academy of Arts and Design. Today, Israeli art has shifted to lively abstractions, still with bold colors. The first example of this more modern style in our collection is the work of Yaakov Agam, who studied at the modern Bezalel Academy. Here you can see a photo of Agam. Agam was born in Mandatory Palestine in 1928 and is still alive today, living in Paris. His family was Hasidic. The second commandment, thou shalt not make any graven image, limits art for many Orthodox Jews. But Agam finds it liberating. He simply uses different geometric shapes to make art that is always evolving. His art tries to show the spirit, the invisible behind the visible, to show that life is ever changing. His abstract art is composed of shape, form, line, and color. One of our Agam works is entitled World of Color and is composed of colorful circles. A circle is a positive symbol in Judaism and is always looking inward toward God. This picture shows Agam's signature kinetic art, a moving art in which the viewer takes part in the work as she moves. Our other Agam creation is an untitled serograph. Rabbi Shapiro has pointed out menorah forms in it, which show Agam's interest in this Jewish symbol. When you visit this gallery, be sure to look for the menorah forms and to move from side to middle to side for both of our pictures to see the effect of Agam's kinetic art style. The next artist I want to highlight is Jim Spitzer, an American artist born right here in Milwaukee. He earned a BS, MA, and MFA degrees, all from UW-Madison, where he studied with printmaker Dean Meeker, another artist in our collection whose work appears in the Klurfeld Hall Gallery and whom I highlighted in an earlier episode of Meet the Museum. Spitzer's art subjects were often abstracted landscapes, as is ours. Our museum's large woodcut is entitled Jerusalem. It is an abstract piece with domes representing Jerusalem's cityscape. It is done entirely in brown, gold, and black tones. I have many questions about this piece. For instance, did Spitzer visit Jerusalem before he created the piece? Is there a mosque intended in the piece? Were the ink colors chosen to represent the night, or was there other significance to them? Spitzer died at the end of 2018, so I can't ask him the questions. I have contacted his gallery in Santa Rosa, California, but so far no luck. So if any of you viewers knew Jim Spitzer growing up here in Milwaukee, or have any information about this beautiful woodcut, or any interpretations, I'd love to learn them. Just contact me. Thank you for watching this episode of Meet the Museum. Next month I'll be back with what I plan to be the series finale. We'll be in the sanctuary and I'll be sharing with you information about the beautiful stained glass and faceted glass art there. I look forward to seeing you then.